This is a short tutorial on how to select your winners, the projects that you want to advance to the next higher fair. So the first thing we want to do is go to signtier.com and we want to log in. We want to log in as a fair administrator. Only a fair administrator can pick winners. Then we go over to our role chooser and we choose the school or the fair which we the dashboard that we want. In this case, I'm selecting AAA High School. So I want to select my winners from AAA High School who will be advancing to my district or regional fair. In this case, it will be a district fair for this setup. We have a new step here. We have step 4 and step 5. Step 4 is currently activated for this tutorial. So what we want to do is we go to step 4 and we will select our winners. Now our winners is just building a list of those students who we want to advance to the next fair. We can manipulate that list, we can edit that list and do anything we want to it at the moment. No students will be notified, no higher fairs will be notified. It's simply allowing us to build our list. Now when we are finally done editing our list and we have chosen all of our winners, the next step will be step 5 to confirm those winners. And once we do that, that will physically submit them to the next fair and notify the students. Step 5 is not available in this tutorial yet, so we're going to start with step 4 and go through on how to select the winners. I'm going to click on step 4. Now we have a set of instructions up here. When you have time, please read through those. Read them carefully. They'll help you to understand what you're about to do. Under that, we have a big blue button here. This particular button says Select High School Division Projects. There's only one button there because I am a high school. I'm on a high school dashboard. There are no middle school projects. But if you are a middle school, it'll say Select Middle School Division Projects. If you're a district or regional fair, you may have both buttons, so you will need to select your high school division, and then you will need to go and select your middle school division. In this case, I'm going to click Select High School Division Projects. And this takes me to a list of all of my projects that are at 100% completion. Projects, students who have not completed their projects and finished their abstracts will not be on this list. You're only able to advance projects that have 100% completion. So make sure that your students who are going to advance get through 100% so that they'll show up on your list. Now if we look at the list here, over in the far left corner we have the project ID. Then we have the title of the project. Then we have the students' names. If they're on a team, it will list all of the students' names on the team here. We have the category that they've signed up in. Then we have a column that says Advancing to Next Fair and a category Placement, which is optional. Now for projects that we want to move on to the next fair, it's very important that we click Yes, Advancing to Next Fair. This is how we advance them. The category placement is just a tool for you to use internally. If you want to keep track of who got second place in animal science or first place in animal science at your fair, that's what this category is for. You don't have to put anything there. I would recommend that you go ahead and add it, because in a couple of years someone may come back and ask you who won second place in animal science. You'll be able to pull those records from that data if you go ahead and mark those. If you look over here to the right, you have total number of advancing. We've selected 0 out of 70 that we are allowed. In this case, the higher fair has indicated that I'm allowed to submit 70 projects from my fair to their fair. So each time I select a project to advance, that counter is going to change. Now I've got 1 advancing out of 70, so that means I've got 69 projects left, and the counter keeps going down until I hit the maximum number. Once I hit the maximum number, I can't select any more projects. I would have to go back and then unselect to get the number to go back down. Now, most of you probably have many more than 3 projects on your menu. Some schools and some fairs may have several hundred. So it could take a while for this initial list to load. So don't get the panic when you come to this page and it takes a few seconds for it to load. It's got to load all of those projects. And then up here you can search for those projects by student name or by project ID or by title, whatever you want. So if I put in a project ID 9011, it filters it down to that one project, which I can then select as my winner. Or I could do the same thing by searching for a student name. So that will help you manipulate the list. You can also sort these by project ID. You could sort it by title, you could sort it by students' names, or you could sort it by category. If that aids you in finding the projects that you are looking for. I found the best way if you've got a large number of projects is simply type in the project ID to find it and select advancing to the next fair. So I've got my list here. I'm going to select all 3 of these guys. I'm allowed 70. I only have 3 that are 100% complete. And I'm going to go ahead and mark them. I could have multiple first places. I could have multiple fourth places. It doesn't really matter. Again, this category placement is optional, and it's only for your reference for your future data if you want to look things up. So you don't have to select a place, or you could give them all first place if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. This has nothing to do with the fair that it's advancing to. What is important is that you select yes if you want them to advance, because even though I've got him set at first place, if I don't have him select to advanced, he's not going anywhere. So let's make sure we have them all selected. When we're done making our selections, don't just navigate away and run off and say I'm done. We want to save our selections. We'll click Save Winners. That's going to save the selection that I've made. And then I can come back, as long as I haven't gone to step 5 and locked it in, I can come back and edit that list if I need to. So there they are again. Say I changed my mind, or the judges made a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and fix this. Again, at this point, the students are not notified, so you don't have to worry about adding somebody to the list and then removing them. They won't be notified that congratulations and then the congratulations taken back. That all occurs later at step 5, which is not covered in this tutorial at the moment. So again, that's the winner selection tutorial. Is step 4, and it is now available.